What's up, world? It's your boy AP, and this is AP's NBA Daily Picks. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the Detroit Pistons versus the Boston Celtics. They're playing in Boston. This is the NBA Cup game right here. They're giving the Celtics plus 2.5. It opened up at 3.5. I don't know. This line is super fishy to me. The Pistons been on a tear. I mean, last 5 games, they beat everybody by more than 3 points. They barely beat the Pacers, only by 5. They beat Milwaukee by 13, beat Atlanta by 8, beat the Pacers by 15, beat the Sixers by 9. I want to rush to the gates and bet this. Let's see, the Pistons, they played the Pacers twice. That's not really, big competition, even though the Pacers are playing a lot better than they were earlier in the season. They beat the Bucks. I think it was no Giannis, yeah. They beat the Sixers, so they really haven't. They beat the Hawks. That was an okay win right there. The Hawks are young. They have some deficiencies. As we seen a line yesterday where the Hawks were favored by 10, and C.J. McCollum came out there and torched them. And they end up beating the Wizards, end up getting their first home win, beating the Celtics. So this line kind of reminds me of, not the Celtics, I'm sorry, they beat the Hawks. So this line kind of reminds me of that. For the injury report, this is crazy to me. Detroit Pistons, Marcus Sasser out, Bob Klintman out. So the Pistons are pretty much healthy. The Celtics are missing Neemias Quota. That's their center. And, of course, Jason Tatum. He's not expected to return to November 29th. So, who do they have on their roster that can contain Jalen Duren? I don't know. I might have to make a Jalen player prop in this game. Jalen Duren to get 30 and Jaylen Brown to get 30. I wonder what that... I know I'm sounding wild, y'all, but that can happen. Jaylen Brown scored 40 points against the Pistons last time they played. But I'm just curious to see, what would it be? I'm not doing this, but I'm curious to see Jalen Duren and Jaylen Brown. That would be plus 1,585. So if you put $100 on that, you get $1,585. But I won't be doing that. But I don't know. So they must be saying Jaylen Brown or Peyton Pritchard, they're gonna go crazy. Anyway, let's get to the game. Let's get to the game notes. Oh yeah. Let me leave y'all out. For the over and under is 230.5 for the over and the under. Okay. The game notes here. Let's see. The NBA Cup standings and motivation. The Detroit Pistons are 2-0, plus 27 differential. The Pistons control their destiny. They need to win to secure the group. If the Magic win their game, the Pistons must win this game by a significant margin to compete on point differential. The motivation to run up the score. So the Magic did run up the score against the Sixers. Let's see. I can go to that right quick. The Magic are now plus 61 and the Pistons are plus 27. So the Pistons need to beat the Celtics by, I would just say 35 points. But they still could get in without having to do that. But they have motivation to do that. So that's a motivational factor for the Pistons. The Celtics are essentially eliminated from a guaranteed top spot, but need to win to salvage pride and potentially sneak in via wild card. They're motivated by the need for revenge. So they're motivated. They lost to Detroit earlier this season, only by 6 points. And Neemias Quota didn't play the whole game in that game either. He didn't get many minutes. He wasn't a factor that game. So they did hang in close already with the Pistons already. I think this is, you're going to get high effort from both teams, but if we see what we saw, what the Magic did to the Sixers, and they were kind of similar situation. They were without their bigs. Man, it could be a serious blowout. Pistons success. Okay, the Pistons are 15-2. They are succeeding due to elite two-way balance and exceptional playmaking and efficiency driven by Cade Cunningham. And also, it's another motivational factor for the Pistons. They have the chance to get the to break the franchise record for the most wins in a row. I think it's 14. I think they're at 13. It's 14 or 15, something like that. But if they win tomorrow, they break the franchise record. I think that motivates them also. But the Pistons' strength, like I said, elite playmaking and defense. Detroit ranks 4th in defensive rating and 3rd in steals. Offensively, Cunningham ranks 2nd in NBA in playmaking and is an elite finisher. This two-way dominance allows them to dictate pace and force turnovers. Now, in my opinion, when you have a team with a great point guard and a great center and they're defensive minded, going up against a team that the Celtics shoot a lot of three-pointers. So the double-edged sword with that is if the Celtics making a lot of threes, then they can run up the score and blow them out the gym if they knock it down threes. If Simons and Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, if they shooting the ball well, it could be a problem for the Pistons. But I'm just really trying to find an angle. I mean, the Pistons are a defensive team with a great playmaking point guard and also a dominant big man. And they can space the floor. They got some shooters, Duncan Robinson. Karis LeVert came off the bench against the Pacers and played well. Let's see, the Celtics' weakness. The Celtics are an undersized team that is currently missing their starting center, Nehemias Queta. Due to injury, the Celtics' reliance on smaller front courts have really compromised their ability to stop dominant interior centers. Now, one thing, everybody thought that about the Lakers against the Clippers, and honestly, right now, it's like third quarter in that game, and Zubac hadn't done much. 2 points, maybe 5-6 rebounds. I paused the game to do this. So, sometimes those mid-matches are they look good on paper, but when the game really plays out, they space the floor enough. Duran might be pulled away from the rim, kind of like how they do in Zubac. But man, I'm just going off data and how I see how this should play out. I think the Pistons can cover the -2.5 spread. The Pistons hold a massive advantage inside, validated by their previous 6-point win against the Celtics. And I think the Pistons are in a better form than they are back then. And in that game, Jalen Duren did have 18 rebounds. In that game, the Pistons' superior defense, 4th defensive rating, will stifle the Celtics' 16th ranked defense. The motivation to maximize the scoring margin for the NBA Cup ensures Detroit will press their advantage. I think with the pace and the motivation from both teams, I like the over 230.5. I like the over. So yeah, Pistons cover the spread, over on the point total. For some player props that I do like Jalen Duren over his rebounds prop. It's at 12. Now, we see it's looking like Zubac's not going to get over his. So with these rebounding props, sometimes you just never know where the ball is going to land. Jalen Duren should be able to box out and get the rebound, but I think both of these teams had some days of rest. So it might not be those short rebounds. It might be long rebounds, but I'm just going to go by the data. It looks good to me. This line looks a little fishy. There's something fishy going on in this game. I can't really put my hands on it. It's something fishy, man. Somebody may be having a nagging injury or something. I don't know. I can't really call it right now. But that line is off, in my opinion. But yeah, I like Jalen Duren over 11.5 rebounds. I like Jalen Duren to get 20 points. His points prop is at 19.5. Duren's scoring is heavily correlated with his rebounding dominance. He's expected high offensive rebounding volume, translate directly into high efficiency putback attempts, and also you got Cade Cunningham throwing him up lobs. And I think that player prop combination correlates with Cade Cunningham getting his assist prop over. His assist prop's at 8.5. He's averaging 9.6. Something's fishy going on right here. I mean, it's usually at 9.5. He's at 8.5. Cunningham is a leaguer in playmaking and will repeatedly feed massively advantages in interior matchups with Jalen Duren with easy buckets, even account for Celtics' decent defense. The clear offensive game plan dictates maximum feeding of the post, ensuring Cunningham's playmaking and volume. I don't like Asir Thompson points in this game. I would take him under on the points. I think his role is more of a facilitator and a defender. I'll just be careful with taking unders in this NBA Cup, but I ain't scared. And also Peyton Pritchard rebounds. I know Peyton Pritchard is amazing. He can do it just about anything. I've seen him get 8 rebounds in the game this season. But in this spot right here, I just think you got Cade Cunningham. I mean, he's just undersized in this. You could probably get some hustle rebounds and things of that nature, but I don't like Peyton Pritchard to get 5 rebounds. I'll take him on the under. And one thing I noticed when I analyzed what the Pistons do, the Detroit Pistons do, is they limit assists. I like Derek White under his assists, under the 5.5 assists. White's playmaking is directly constrained by the Pistons' elite defense. The Pistons lead the league in forcing turnovers and preventing efficient ball movement. Against an elite defensive scheme, White's assist volume is likely to regress toward his career mean, making him get 6 assist requirement very, very difficult. I think Derek White is going to have a nightmare of a night. Me personally, now he can go out there and shoot the lights out of it. But me personally, I think the Pistons not playing. I think they're serious. I think they about their business. And they're going to go in there and play some aggressive style defense on the perimeter. Give me the Pistons minus the 2.5 point total to go over. I like Duren over his points and rebounds and Cade Cunningham over his assists. I'm leaning towards some unders. I do like. Let's go a little bit further into it. I was gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna go a little bit further into it. I also do like Cade Cunningham points prop. I just like him to get 25 points. I think high volume guards that shoot a lot, they get their points against the Celtics. I can't really look away from Jaylen Brown, but just as good as the defense is for the Pistons, and Jaylen Brown already hit 41 points on them again, I don't really want to mess with any of the Celtics player props, to be honest. I'm just going to stick with what I see. I think Cade Cunningham assists, Jalen Duren points and rebounds. And as soon as the line come available for Karis LeVert, I want to see what the line is. And if it's like that 7.5, I'm going to smash it. But yeah, y'all smash that like button, comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, man. As always, health, wealth, and love to all. Y'all know what time it is. It's bag season.